setting goals. Okay, I'm not your boss. You can keep setting goals if you want to, but you can still achieve all sorts of growth and progress and good things in your life without setting a end goal destination. Here's the thing. I'm a coach. A big part of my job is helping people set their goals, figure out the steps to take to get to that goal, and follow through on it. And yet I'm finding for some of my clients, setting goals is actually pretty detrimental. And so with those clients, we've taken goal setting and chucked it out in the woods. There's two reasons that goals might actually be causing you more harm than good. If you feel like you have failed a lot of your goals, listen up. A lot of times when we set goals, we're actually borrowing that goal from somebody else. I'm sure you've heard of that thing of how you're supposed to be walking 10,000 steps a day. There's actually not a lot to back that. That kind of got popular because of social media and fitness influencers who are trying to keep fitness really, really simple. A quick word from our sponsor. There's two problems with borrowing goals like this. First up, if it's not a goal that means something to you, it's really hard to follow through on it. If you don't give a damn about walking 10,000 steps a day, it's going to be extra hard to motivate yourself to stick with walking 10,000 steps a day. So unless you've got a goal of hiking Mount Everest, setting a goal of walking 10,000 steps a day might be completely irrelevant to you. Which brings up our second problem with borrowing goals. A lot of times the goals we borrow, because they were created by somebody else, they're not in line with where we are at in reality. If you're currently barely walking 2,000 steps a day and you create a goal to all of a sudden walk 10,000 steps a day, that big of a gap between where you're currently at in reality and where you're trying to get to can create a lot of cognitive dissonance or even stress in our nervous system that's going to make you doubt your ability to complete the goal to begin with. And if you have that doubt, you're going to have a higher likelihood of not following through on your goal. So this is where the idea of just not setting goals at all comes into play. Instead of worrying about some endpoint that you may or may not have any internal motivation to achieve, or an endpoint that's really far away from your current reality, instead we just do the things that feel good, that move us further forward in the growth we're trying to achieve. If your goal is to have a more active lifestyle, then definitely start walking more. Don't worry about putting a number on it. Just keep track of how far you're walking from day to day and add a few steps every day. You're creating progress without having the stress of a big bad goal out there. So the TLDR is this: if you're gonna set goals that have an internal value to you to help motivate you to keep working on them, and set goals that are somewhat in proximity to where you currently are. Maybe that means a series of little goals to get to a really big goal, but make things that feel maybe uncomfortable but still achievable. And if setting the goal just doesn't feel good or is creating more stress,